Also, the ability to hallucinate has been like an easy facility for me. And so as I'm sitting here, I can say, okay, here, I can put my future here, yeah, that's okay. I can put my past over here, that's okay. What is happening, though, is that my future still wants to grab the big picture. It wants to be really big. And I'm sitting here, and I've got the information.
Okay. Right. Okay, so the context now that Jenny is doing her timeline with very much is to do with something that she wants in the future. So that, of course, we have the ability to do what you are doing. Mm-hmm. However, if it was just brushing your teeth, or taking a bath, is it the same now?
It's pretty much there. I mean, my future pictures get very big.
In other words, which was the picture, brushing your teeth?
My teeth.
Okay, so in other words, brushing your teeth in a year from now is much bigger than brushing your teeth tomorrow.
There's more detail. It's extremely interesting to me, the future. Okay,
so then what I know is that you are not living for today, but living for a year from now.
Yeah, I agree. I can see that if that's what this is saying.
Sometimes somebody may prefer that. However, I think that a shaman is really, a sage is much more living in the moment.
The word that comes to me is that I think I have an investment in this because it served me in the past, and I'm ready to have a new experience. But
the main thing is that it still can serve you, Jen, right? The main thing is that this still can serve you, moving away from something that's like happening, and also having a compelling future, right? Moving you. The main thing is that you will also have this ability to have a timeline that creates ease and allows you to be sensing in yourself that this is the time of your life. This day and this moment is the time of your life.
Could it be that her having her future be off to the left is because her being a visionary of creating, would that be coming from the right hemisphere?
Generally, our ability to see into the future is based on our ability to construct what it is about the future from logic and from a process of rationalizing about what's occurred.
Now that flipped over pretty easy. So I'll continue to, like you say, be more in the moment, and that'll expand this picture.
Is one thing you've been wanting to do be more artistic? Okay, that's...
Well, maybe not be more artistic, express it more.
Okay, so then tomorrow would be quite bright and large about painting, and it would be brought closer and closer and closer until even painting, having painted today, would be much larger because of the feelings and the euphoria and all the fibre that it involved in your painting, and it would be much brighter than anything that you could imagine happening somewhere else.
I got it.
Today,
Doesn't matter what it is.
I mean, in your future, you should be seeing yourself doing some activity other than what it is that you're doing now.
Oh, the main thing, Penny, about choosing a picture of brushing teeth is you avoid, compellingness, of somebody seeing riches or something in the future and kind of seeing dullness and all of that sort of stuff. And also, too, that brushing the teeth is something that's a regular thing the person has seen before, which is not involving, it shouldn't be involving like, aversion or pleasure.
This is a great
piece. It's not the content, it's the other pieces that really that you're looking
at. Yes, trying to get something so we can find the structure.
What is all the white space around the picture?
Well, okay, if there was white space around the picture in the future, okay, this is
like, so mine is like a square is now, and then the next picture is has no boundaries, and then the third picture is just a huge, it's like a sea, a cobalt sea. It's very blue, and it's got activity in it. I don't know what the activity is.
Okay, I would know just from the symbolism of what you've shared with us just now Not that this is the way to get at your timeline, but simply this is what's happening with experience at the moment. That something about Penny's life is at the moment, she's had to put a border around it, and that the most immediate future is something which really doesn't have a border, but possibly a greater sense of freedom to move, and that yet where she's feeling about the future at the moment is about transformation, which is the sky, blue death, the process of transformation. Transformation, yes. Blue is the place that we go to. Brown is kind of like an earth place that we're living.
It has some color, it has activity, and there's some kind of movement in it, and I don't know what it is. It's a blue, it's blue.
Well, the main thing is the blue, take this symbolically as the process of transformation, that's all, right? Not death, right?
Right.
But transformation.
Around the square, there's white, and then the next one is just like...
Okay, the other thing is Penny's leaving her future open. She sees activity there, however, her future is quite open to being moulded, and so she is absolutely not going to be disappointed. If she had set something up there, it's likely that she may have more of a strategy to be disappointed about stuff, but I don't sense that about Penny. I sense that you are really coming to be surprised. Yeah. All right.
I just want to say thanks for letting me have that little talk, because really amazing things happened in the last 5 minutes.
Yes. Good feedback. Good feedback. All right. Can we take a 5-minute break and stick to that so that we can then go outside and we'll do the swinging log and then we'll come back in and we've got a couple of things to do inside here.
Where do you want to be?
So I think that really would be a good idea, especially for the people in the area, to who's got something in the past that they would enjoy having a resource for, and it's something that's happening in the future somewhat, and that you would enjoy. Maybe you think the future is kind of about how things have been in the past.
Me. That's what I was doing.
Yes? Okay, Jen. Is that on?
Yes, this is live.
Okay. So Jen, maybe you could come and just kind of be there so everybody can see. Okay. Would you like to be sitting in a chair, kind of? Or okay.
So what I had done with my timeline was exactly what David said. I was creating my future, was looking a lot like my past.
Okay.
Out of reach.
All right. Okay. So now the first thing that I'm going to do is find out what the unwanted response is and get an anchor on that. And I know that Jenny's relatively resourceful and we're in rapport with each other and that sort of stuff. So I'm just going to go directly to that unwanted response. And the main thing is that I'm going to have Jenny more or less go inside so she can totally be with herself inside, and so that we can be operating with things on the outside here. And I'm going to ask Jen, is it alright that I place the unwanted response over here? Would that be alright? I'm going to anchor it maybe like that, I don't know.
Okay,
is that okay? Alright, okay. So what I'm asking Jen, I've asked her, is to think about this unwanted response. And possibly there's a feeling that's associated with this. And maybe do you have a visual image or auditory, anything in auditory? You'll go through the senses with each other, and each time you are remembering this unwanted response or something about this unwanted response, Jen, nod your head. Even moments in the past, the main thing is that when you remember moments in the past specifically, yes, good. Okay. And this moment from the past, probably you really can get access to some of the feelings about this past. Yes? Good. And what about the tone of voice or anything in auditory that's going on? Yes? Okay. And look from outside yourself, back at yourself and see your face and whatever it is, yes? Okay, good. Alright. And think of one more thing now, I don't know. So anything else that you can think of? What about taste? Okay, alright. Anything else that you can think of that's important, that's relating to it? Yes, okay. And you're thinking about that. Alright, okay, good. Right, you can think about what was it that you did, not yesterday, but the day before. Do you remember what the routine was with the kids? Okay, good. Alright, I just did that just to kind of make a little bit of a breaker state between this unwanted response that we've got an anchor on down here. Okay? Okay. So now, now you can be quite sophisticated to the degree to which you go in with the senses and things, and I'm just going to really do like a round, I'm really going to get a roundabout thing here. So what I'd like to ask Jen is, can she think of a feeling state that actually is about this response somewhat, but that is resourceful, that would be something you would enjoy taking its place? And we're going to go through and stack some anchors actually. And would it be alright that where would you like the resource to be anchored? Yes, alright, okay. Alright, so you're going to hold my hand, and every time that you remember a resource that you can bring to this unwanted response, okay, you'll shake my hand, and I'm going to help. I'm going to be eliciting this from you, okay? So the first thing is there some feeling that you can create, that you can imagine, that would be an excellent feeling to take the place of this one that's been there in the past? When you are getting into this feeling, we're going to be working with this feeling. So as you get into it, you can be nodding your head a little, and you can be shaking my hand too, like you've done a good job. Good. Okay. All right. Now what I'd like you to do is there something that you would see that reminds you of the response that you want? And what I'd like is there something on the outside, or is it something on the inside that you can have wherever you are? Is it something typical that occurs in an environment that you can get an anchor on something on the outside for this excellent response that you want, or would you like an internal cue to go from? Let's do both. Yeah. Is there something on the outside that's kind of typical? Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. Mm-hmm. Good. Right. Okay. So now when you see this thing that's typical, okay, it's being wired into this excellent feeling that you have, and every time, yeah, feel charged. Good. Good girl. Okay. All right. That's an external anchor. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now I really would be a good idea to have an internal one too. Yeah. Okay, so that you have an internal visual picture maybe, or something that actually inside you can be there that'll remind you of the response that you want. Mm-hmm. Good girl, okay, excellent. Mm-hmm. Right, remember the last time you just like fell over laughing, come on. Good, okay, excellent. Alright. Now, what about a fragrance or something? Just really put an excellent fragrance in there too, just something excellent. Nod your head when you have it too, and shake my hand. Good. Okay. Alright, and smell that fragrance again. Good. Shake my hand too. Good. Okay, excellent. Alright, okay.
A couple of fragrances.
Really? Okay, another one? Come on, put another one. Come on, really. Good. Okay. Alright. And what about what you hear? And maybe there's a tone of voice that reminds you of your resourcefulness, or something that you hear inside, And when you, yes, good girl. Okay. Alright, excellent. Okay. Alright, now, can you think of anything else that's to do with this thing that you would like to add, that's to do with a resource that you can bring to moments like this in the past? Okay. Excellent. Okay, can you think of anything else that's to do with the resourcefulness that that we're building? Is there anything else that you can think of that you'd like to add? I'm sure there's many things, and you'll decide. What about taste too? Okay, tell us just for a moment, what are you tasting? Anything?
Something very fresh.
Fresh, what is that?
Oh, like a really fresh, ripe piece of fruit, or just a
Which fruit?
pear.
Alright. Are pears in season just about most of the time?
The other fresh thing was like a fresh salad. Like
Okay, fresh salad, crunchy salad. Okay, good. Alright, okay. And now relax just for a moment, okay? Alright.
I don't like that.
Okay. Now, okay, so now what happens? Okay. Alright. Now I'm going to ask you now something, okay? And you'll nod your head when you were there. Can you think of the last time this response happened? When you were there, nod your head.
Yes, you were.
Yes. Okay. Alright. Okay, now what I'd like you to do is think of some other time in the past when this has happened, and nod your head when you've got it, or just kind of squint your face. Okay. Alright, now another time in the past when this has happened. Okay. And maybe one more time back in the past when this has happened. Okay, excellent. Alright. Alright, we've got at least 4 times in the past when this unwanted response has happened, and we've anchored them here in this place. So, okay. Okay, so come back to the present now, and imagine that you are on the log and you are moving through the log, and you are walking in balance on the log, and you can hear us cajoling you, really giving you a bit of a hard time maybe, and that you are laughing a little. Okay, alright. So now, how do you, in the past, how have you known? I'm going to do something that's a little more exacting. You'll be able to follow the directions here, and it's kind of the bare bones thing. I'm going to be just a little more exacting with Jenny and ask her, how do you know you've got this unwanted response when you have it? What happens? Okay, thank you. Okay, Jenny goes, she lifts her eyebrows up like this, right? Her eyes are closed. She lifts her eyebrows up. She goes, do you want me to say? So what I know is that she has a visual cue, and that then it's auditory, and it leads to feelings, which is stuffy. Yeah. Okay, so actually in the future, Jenny is going to be totally focused on feelings first, then hearing, and then seeing. And sometimes when things get messed up a little bit, it is because we see, then we hear, and then we feel afterward, right? Rather than having a preference for, well, how would I like to feel? But anyway, the main thing is that it's a visual image, okay? Okay, so okay, let's have your, okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, I have all these pieces, and I have all these pieces.
Yes.
The question is how do I know how to get these pieces?
Okay, we're going to do something first. Okay, so now you're going to be shaking my hand, okay? When I'll squeeze your hand like we were shaking before, and you'll shake my hand like we were shaking before, okay? And okay, you ready? Okay, so you're shaking my hand. All right. In the past, Jen, when you've seen this, okay, and you remember the last moment, and now you have this response that you can have there. Alright, go back to another one. Shaking my hand, yes, you can have this response back in the past, in that moment. And go back to another one now, and have this response. Excellent. Okay, and go back one more time, back into the past. Okay, good, and have this response. Okay, good. Alright, now what I'd like you to do is go into the future and see yourself in some moment that possibly was like some moment in the past, and now when you're there, see yourself having this response. When you see yourself having this response, shake my hand. Good. Excellent. Good girl. Alright, okay, now go into the future a bit more, some other time, and see yourself having this response. Good. Okay, alright. Now see some moment that's typical of what would have been in the past, this way, right? And then when you just see yourself then have the response. Excellent. Alright, okay. Alright. Okay, relax now. Okay. So we have the ability to forget all things we love to forget. And remember those things you love to remember. And in a moment you are going to be opening your eyes up. When you do, feel fresh and relaxed and invigorated. A sense of excitement. Things will be bright and shiny. Okay, let things speed up just a little bit. Okay. That is good. Okay. Alright, now I think it would be a good idea to do this in threes. So A will have it done to them, B will do it, and C will be overview, watching the process. The main thing is that you really want to be getting a behavioural manifestation of that internal response. In other words, I was happy when I really got a beamer from Jen, and we stacked things there really, so that I was watching her beamer, and I truly was waiting to see this like response that was down here, okay, and to really see that she really was getting into it, and Jenny was. Her top lip kind of was pulled down just a fraction, and I could see her through her breathing and everything that she would access this unwanted response. So you make sure you use your senses to see and to hear and to feel that this person has the thing that you're interested, in eliciting. Okay, so now on page 80 of the practitioner's manual, there's a sequence that you can follow on the change history. So you three, have you worked together, you three? No? Good idea to work together, you three. And actually, the good idea, Terry, you can work with Richard over here. And okay, so there's you three, Dee and David and Ginger.